And this is one that I feel like they really got right, which was gene expression. So a few years back, Simon Maloff, who is at the Buck Institute of Aging Research at the University of California, San Diego, did this great study where he looked at gene expression, and this is mostly mitochondrial gene expression, in subjects after 26 weeks of strength training. And he used a technique, a statistical technique, which is way over my head, called a false discovery rate, which is basically a mechanism of looking at gene expression before and after an intervention and deciding what really changed and what was an independent variable that mattered. And what they found was they discovered 179 genes that were related to aging, that changed their signaling significantly as you aged, that reverted back to normal youthful levels after this 26 weeks of strength training. And I remember when I found this article kind of plugging around through PubMed, the title said, "Strength Training Reverses Aging in Skeletal Muscle." I love that when a study gives you the conclusion in the title. It caught my eye, I read it. And I remember when I read it, I thought, this is earth-shattering. I mean, this is going to change everything. You know, when they discovered that resveratrol could extend the lifespan of earthworms by 15 or 20%, it flew off the shelves. You couldn't keep it on the shelf at the health food store. I thought, this is going to make strength training just blow up. Instead, it was crickets. And this was based on a strength increase of 50% over that 26-week period. In 12 weeks, I mean, that's just abysmal in my shop. In 12 weeks, we double strength in elderly subjects very quickly, very easily. So I thought this was going to be the next big thing, but instead it was crickets. And I think the reason is that it actually requires mindfulness and effort. And the reason I bring that up now is when we talk about these 4 pillars, the essence of all of this is mindfulness and effort. We have suffered as a species because we have this very primitive brainstem upon which, in a very short span of time, through rapid evolution, we piled on top this gigantic neocortex. And we've missed that opportunity to realize that using that neocortex to have conscious control over our lives and conscious control over autonomic function is the real opportunity. That's why this Wim Hof method, meditation methods, conscious control over autonomic function gives us incredible power. And we have to exert our willpower to do these 4 pillars that have been talked about today. And finally, brain factors, BDNF, you all are familiar with. It's also a myokine. It's expressed in skeletal muscle with hard exercise, but it's not known whether that is just a local effect. But the thought is that BDNF in muscle, through some sort of intermediary, signals BDNF in the brain, even if it cannot cross the blood-brain barrier.